The first time I saw my brother standing beside the house I had been promised, he wasn't carrying a suitcase. He was carrying a set of keys. He held them up between two fingers and smiled at me like he was showing me a prize he'd won at school. Mom said, "It's mine now." I looked past him at the little blue house at the end of the driveway. My grandmother had lived there for 43 years. Every summer of my childhood had happened inside those walls. Every birthday cake my grandmother had ever made for me had been cut in that kitchen. And 3 months before she died, she had taken my hand across the dining room table and told me, very quietly, "When I'm gone, that house is yours." I had believed her. I had also believed my mother. That was my mistake. Because standing there that afternoon, watching my younger brother unlock the front door with keys that were supposed to be mine, I realized something. My mother hadn't simply changed her mind about the inheritance. She had signed it away. Behind my back. And what I didn't know yet was that, 6 weeks later, a judge would look at my mother, look at the document she had signed, and ask one question that would change everything. But to understand why that question mattered, you have to understand what my family believed about me. My name is Claire Bennett. I'm 37 years old. And for most of my life, I was the daughter everyone described with the same word. Responsible. My younger brother, Ryan, was different. Ryan was charming. Ryan was spontaneous. Ryan was finding himself. That was what my mother called it when he changed jobs 6 times before he was 30. When he dropped out of college, Mom said he needed SPA-C. AI prompt image, a cinematic 16:9 shot of a mother gently touching her son's shoulder as he sits on a sofa, looking down. The room is a comfortable living room. She has a reassuring, forgiving smile. Warm lamp light. The mood is excusing, enabling, soft. No identifiable faces in sharp focus. When he got into debt, she said everyone makes mistakes. When he bought a sports car he couldn't afford, she said he was young. When he missed Grandma's doctor appointments, Mom said he was busy. And when I pointed out that someone needed to help Grandma with the house, my mother looked at me and said the sentence I heard so many times it eventually stopped sounding like a compliment. "You've always been the dependable one, Claire." So I became dependable. I drove 40 minutes every Tuesday and Thursday after work to take Grandma to appointments. I handled her groceries. I paid her utility bill when she forgot. I fixed the leaking kitchen faucet. I arranged the roof repair. I sat beside her during the winter she started forgetting people's names. Ryan visited when it was convenient. Sometimes months went by. But whenever anyone asked Mom who was taking care of Grandma, she always said the same thing. "Claire." I never complained. At least, not at first. Because Grandma knew. That mattered to me. She knew who came. She knew who stayed. And one rainy afternoon, about 3 months before she died, she called me into her bedroom. The curtains were half closed. Her old clock was ticking beside the bed. She reached beneath her pillow and pulled out a small blue envelope. "Don't open it yet," she said. I laughed. "Grandma, what is it?" "Something important." She put it into my hand. Then she looked directly at me. "The house is yours, Claire." I didn't answer. She continued. "Not because you took care of me. Don't ever think that. It's yours because I want you to have somewhere in this world that nobody can make you leave." Those words stayed with me. Nobody can make you leave. She told me the will had already been updated. Her attorney had handled everything. The house would go to me. Her savings would be divided between the grandchildren. There was nothing dramatic about it. No secret fortune. No mansion. No millions. Just a 3-bedroom blue house on a quiet street and enough money to make sure she was remembered without becoming a family argument. Or so I thought. Grandma died on a Monday morning. I was sitting beside her when she took her last breath. Ryan wasn't there. Mom was in the hallway talking to the funeral director. I held Grandma's hand until it became cold. And when the funeral was over, my mother hugged me and whispered, "She loved you so much." I believed that too. 3 weeks later, we met with the estate attorney. His name was Mr. Holloway. He was an older man with silver hair and a habit of removing his glasses whenever he wanted everyone in the room to pay attention. He read the will. The house was mine. The savings were divided. There was a small amount set aside for Shari. Ryan received his share. Everything seemed exactly as Grandma had told me. I remember walking out of that office feeling something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. I started planning what I would do with the house. I wasn't going to sell it. I wanted to repaint the kitchen. I wanted to turn Grandma's old sewing room into an office. I even found the exact shade of blue she had used on the front door years earlier. Then my mother called me. "Claire, don't make any decisions about the house yet." I stopped. "What do you mean?" "There's something we need to discuss." "What?" She hesitated. Then she said, "Ryan needs it." I actually laughed. Not becuse, it was funny. Because I thought I had misunderstood her. Needs what? The house. I stood in my kitchen holding the phone. "Mom, Grandma left it to me." "I know." "Then what are we discussing?" "You have a job. You have savings. Ryan has children." That was the argument. Not the will. Not Granada's wishes. Not the years I had spent caring for her. Ryan had children. Therefore Ryan needed the house. I said no. My mother went quiet. Then she said something I would remember forever. "Don't be selfish about something you didn't earn." I didn't answer. Because I didn't know how to explain to her that I had earned plenty. Just not the thing she meant. 2 days later, I went to Grandma's house to begin sorting her belongings. Ryan was there. His truck was parked in the driveway. I walked toward the front door. He came outside. And that's when he held up the keys. "Mom said it's mine now." I stared at him. "What did you just say?" He shrugged. "She transferred it." "Transferred what?" "The house." I thought he was joking. Then he unlocked the door. I stepped inside. My grandmother's furniture was still there. Her framed photographs were still on the walls.